In this video, we will be going over construction lines. Construction lines are a really handy tool that you can use to draw shapes and other geometry that you don't want to show up in your final drawing. To draw a construction line, we're going to go over to this Format tab and click on this icon. When it's selected, it has a shade of blue over it. Now, anything we draw will now be in a construction line. So we just should proceed as normal if we'd like to make construction geometry. So let's make a construction circle. We click on the circle tool as normal and make a circle and of an arbitrary radius. And we can see that it is yellow and dotted, unlike if we deselect this and click on the circle tool again. A regular circle is green and solid. So construction lines won't be printed by the laser cutter, so you can use this to your advantage to help you make more complex geometry without worrying about the laser cutter cutting on these lines. A very common use of a construction line is to find the center of a rectangle. So if I draw a rectangle with a regular line that perhaps I wanted to cut on the laser cutter for a robot part, I could do that. If I wanted to find the center of that rectangle, I would click on the construction line and now use the line tool. If I draw the diagonal of the rectangle and locate its midpoint, I now have the center of that circle. And if I wanted to, I could switch off of construction geometry, perhaps select the circle tool, find that midpoint, and draw a circle. And now what I have is basically a rectangle with a hole for a shaft or a screw. And you can make linkages these ways. So one last thing, if you want to change something that was a construction line into something that is not a construction line, or something that was drawn not in construction line into a construction geometry, all you have to do is select the part and then select the button, and it will toggle between the two. So let's turn this regular solid line into a construction line. And if we could do the same by changing the circle into a regular solid circle. Highlight it and select the construction geometry button. And there we go. Alright, now that we know about construction lines, we can create something a little more interesting. We can create the slot that all your DC motor shafts fit into. You can use this when designing gears, or wheels, or links, or anything you'd want your DC motor to be attached to. Let's start by creating a base circle of a radius equal to 0.105. Now I know this is a radial dimension based on the way the arrow is pointing at the circle. We'll see in a second what a diameter dimension looks like. So if I go to the circle and create a circle with a radius of 0.105 or a diameter of 0.105 times 2, we have our base circle. Now in order to create these walls, we need a construction line to start these walls 0.07 inches out from the center. So let's click on line and then the construction tool. Let's go 0.07 inches. Then we can click on the line tool again, deselect the construction option, and draw a line straight up and straight down. And we can do the same thing on the other side. 0.07. Deselect construction tool, straight up, straight down. And the last thing we need to do to finish this off is to get rid of the extraneous part of the circle we don't need. So we can click the trim button and it will delete everything up until the intersection of this circle and a line. Do the same thing on the other side. Now we have the DC motor slot. And you can see that this has a radius of 0.05 because we designed it that way. And if we measure this, it should be 0.157, and it is.